What's up? What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I gotta figure out, you know what I mean, my little intro, man. Gotta get a little intro going in. 'Cause I was peeping in my, you know what I'm saying, you know how you watch your craft and stuff. So um, I was peeping in some videos of mine, just looking like man, I gotta get an intro for this live stuff. So like I said, man, it's a work in progress, man. I'm making it happen. Main thing is I'm just giving you um, giving you information. You know what I'm saying? That's just the main thing that I'm trying to do, right? Um, I'll get all the graphics and all the eye catching things, you know what I'm saying? Y'all people need, you know what I'm saying, for the masses, whatever. But right now, let me make sure I'm spitting knowledge to you, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, man. It's 800, man. Styles, man. Just chilling, man. Getting used to this thing. Um, Bringing content, you know what I'm saying, to you consistently. Pop a lot of shit, man. So, you know what I'm saying, might as well put it to, put it to good use, you know what I'm saying? Put that purpose, you know what I mean? For that purpose, man. Spit that knowledge, spit that knowledge, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's up, man? Everybody, love, you know what I'm saying? Sending out love to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, playoff basketball is cracking off right now. You know what I'm saying? The boys are doing their thing. Uh, who's at Boston handle their business? Panchero. I like Panchero. I do like Panchero. I like Panchero, man. He's a ball player, man. You know what I'm saying? He got that old school game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you can respect it because he got that old school game, right? Um, but Brown and White been balling too. So, you know, you got your boys sitting out one game, but they still did their thing. So it's looking all bad for Orlando. Cleveland doing their thing over there. Like them Houston dudes, man. Them Houston dudes is crazy. Them Houston dudes is crazy over there. You know what I'm saying? Going wild. Steph better step his game up. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler got to step his game up. Um, Try to be dominant and stuff. Games tonight be wild. New York Knicks and who's that? Detroit. That's good. I think it's a pretty good matchup, both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, ride with that. You know what I'm saying? I feel for Towns right now playing against a team like Detroit. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty difficult matchup for him. You know what I mean? Softness. You know what I mean? Some people just got that stuff. You know, you gotta get rid of that. Who we got? Shit. Excuse my language. It's supposed to be kid friendly. I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying, more specialized than that so that I can make sure, material stuff that I'm putting out. You know what I'm saying, and younger people in the days can understand you got to use your vocabulary, stop cursing and stuff all the time, whoopty whoop. But yeah, who we got tonight? Memphis. Oh yeah, I forgot Memphis. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Oh my God, man. Oh man, I feel for my boy, man, John Morant, man. I feel for John Morant right now, man. Look, man, young dude, I feel for you, man. I don't want you to be, I don't want you to be. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? You gotta do something, man. Because the Thunder Boys is cracking right now. I like that game. I like the game they playing with. Actually touches into what my topic of the day is going to be on today. So shout out to them Thunder Boys. You know what I'm saying? Um, Nuggets and the Clippers, man. It's an old Kawhi sighting going on. It's an old Kawhi sighting. I think we found an old Kawhi. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think old Kawhi came back, man. So that series is gonna be pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? MVP, possibly. Jokic. Just a ball player, man. I'm talking about this before, man. Just a ball player. You don't have to worry about size, speed, or whatever, man. Just plays ball, man. He just does the right plays when they need to be done, and he makes big plays when they need to be done as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's just to wrap up a little quick. Some sports stuff. I feel like my day stuff would be more about sports related. Night stuff would be more about nab tag bad. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? Still mixing it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a feel for all of it. Like I said, I mean, this is something that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, pretty bigger than just the regular thing. So, I got to get it more standardized and functioning on a consistent like I said, giving you content consistently. So, um, yeah, but today, I wanted to talk a little bit about um, just a coaching style of mine in particular, right? Um, I think this has been done before. I just don't think maybe it was been labeled, you know what I'm saying? Or if it has whatever. I haven't heard of it being labeled this way before, but I call it organized chaos. You know what I'm saying? Wreaking havoc, right? Organized chaos. Um, it's 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 really just kind of the ability to almost play limitless, using like your using the kids' full athletic abilities and potential, playing with like super extra pressure up on, you know what I'm saying, volleyball line, 94 feet, you know what I'm saying, body to body, right, hands in jersey, right, everyone, all five on the court, right? Um, and just flying everywhere, balls thrown, loose balls, diving for loose balls. Every time a ball hits the floor, you know what I'm saying, they in it, they on it. Um, and it's like it's free, almost like a free for all, but it's all organized. See what I'm saying? So it's organized chaos, right? So it's just wreaking havoc. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in basketball, in today's basketball, with the style of kids that are out here and the mindset of kids out here, you can do this. And I think you can actually apply this style of basketball for about 4 to 5 minutes, right? Just almost have like 4 to 5 minutes of just wild basketball, right? It seems crazy. Yes, I know. I get it. I understand it. But if you think about it, this is how kids want to play, right? And I think it's important to give them that, right? Because they got to have like an extra little swag, right? In order for them to have an extra little swag, they got to be who they are. They got to be their character. You know what I'm saying? So if you allow them to be just free for all and you give them that 4 to 5 minutes to just let them do what they do, you know what I'm saying? At whatever pace or whatever's going, then you can see something amazing sometimes, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like, but it's got to be real discipline. That's the point. That's the whole organized part of it, right? It's got to be real discipline. I'm talking about hands up, hands in the passing lanes, right? You know what I'm saying? Because what they say on the thing, hand down, man down, right? Hand down, man down, right? So as long as them hands is out, hands is up. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays, right? If you think about it, every team, mostly all teams in the NBA have about seven, six, seven guys that are between 7'6" and, or excuse me, 6'6" and 6'9", right? About seven guys, right? Just long, lengthy T Wolves. What I was naming about the other day when I did my show the other day, I was talking about half the roster basically is like 6'7", 6'9", just long and lanky, right? You know what I'm saying? So these guys can fly all over the floor. That's a good example of what I'm talking about. The T Wolves. There's a lot of periods of time in the game where these guys are just, in the NBA, you see it a lot where guys are just flying all over the court, going back and forth, defense, offense, right? It's organized chaos, but it's it's a technique to it, right? And you got to have smart gambles, right? You're going to gamble, but it's got to be smart. Like, so one of the things that I've always tried to tell players is that if you know what I'm saying, when you're playing defense, if you use your outside hand and not your inside hand, right? If you use your inside hand, you turn your body across, right? So your body's turned, so now you're out of the play totally, and then have to make another move to react and get back, right? Whereas if you use your outside hand, boom, you get that steal, right? Now your body is turned the right way that it's supposed to be. So just in case you do miss it, you're still in good defensive position, right? Smart gamble. Right? That's the organized chaos of it all, right? Yes, we're going to gamble for it, but we're going to gamble smart, right? Now, you have to be the same way on offense too. You have that honestly, for real, as a coach, is the hardest part. On offense is letting it be chaotic also. That's one of the hardest parts is right there. You got to let it be on the offensive end. You got to suck it up and just let them ride for like 5 minutes, however it's going, right? But the thing about it is they're methodically thinking. Organized chaos. Yes, we're going to be chaotic. We're going to be flying all over the court. We're going to have screens coming from all over the place. We're going to run a play, and then the play is going to break down, and then we're just going to be creative, right? We're not going to be individualistic. We're going to be creative. There's a difference, right? Because if you recognize that if let's say you got one of the best one-on-one players, right? If you one-on-one, get busy. You know what I'm saying? If you're in double or triple, now maybe it's not a time to get busy. Maybe it's time to make a move, make something else happen. You're methodically thinking it, right? Now your level of thinking is elevated to the point where now you can be creative, not just for yourself, but for your other teammates, right? You understand the benefit of getting others involved because once they get going, you can get going more. You know what I'm saying, right? And like I said, as a coach, you have to let that develop. You know what I'm saying? Because the team has to gel with each other. You know what I'm saying? And in order to gel with each other, they have to have respect for each other and what each other does and each other's characteristics and all that, right? And it's very important on the offensive end also to be in attack mode, right? This kind of chaoticness draws so much pain for defenses. It draws so much pain because you're keeping them on their heels. They don't know what's coming on. They can't get into the defensive sets. So if you're running against a zone, running a technique of organized chaos is so beneficial because if you're running against a zone, they can't get back and get into their spots. You know what I'm saying? Because we're flying all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We're running our fast break. We're getting to our spots. We're hitting wide open people. By the time they get back, we mostly have a 3-on-2 the whole game. You know what I'm saying? If we can do a 3-on-2 the whole game, we straight. You know what I'm saying? 32-21. That's all we say. That's all me and my kids used to run. 32-21. 32-21. Run. Hey, so you know what I mean? Yeah. So those are some very good tools and stuff for kids to have when it comes to using this technique. Very, 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 very important, right? But I think one of the most difficult things is creating the team mentality in order to make this happen, right? In order to have because be honest, right? There's two parts to it. It's organized chaos, right? So there's a chaos part of it, which is that's what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you're just letting things happen and unfold however they happen, right? But there's an organized organizational part of it. You know what I'm saying? To where almost you're like, one thing I used to do is like I try to teach my son this is called light switch. I think it's like the Kobe Bryant. I call it my Kobe Bryant effect, right? It's a light switch, right? It's where you turn it on at the right times. But then also you got to understand how to turn it off at the right times, right? And I think mentally with young kids is trying to teach them that aspect of the game, right? And that helps them become better at having a team mentality, which is one of the most important parts of being able to run this organized chaos correctly, right? Because you have to think other than yourself. The chaotic part is thinking more of yourself, right? The organization part of it is thinking, okay, there's other parts involved in this who also have that same mentality. So once you get the guys together that you're about to run with, you have to break them down. And I know that's why I step back. I step back. You see, I step back. you see, I step back. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for parents, man. Believe me, as a parent of an athlete, believe me, I understand what it's like to have coaches see whatever with your kids, right? So believe me, but the coaches have to break these kids down. You got to break them down. And I think one of the reasons why you got to break them down is because we've gotten to a point now where coaches are saying that they need to earn their kids' respect. And I think that you don't need to earn it and I don't think it's entitled to you, but I do think you need to take your respect. I think you need to get to a point to where the kids understand and they know that, okay, this is coach. This is who I'm dealing with. If I got any problems or any issues, I need to talk to my coach. You know what I'm saying? And they don't get that from anybody else. They get that from their coach. Everybody else backs it up, but most of the time it has to come from that it has to come from that coach. That coach has to take that respect from their squad, right? And once you get that, or in the process of getting that, I think one of the things you can do to get that is you can recognize your kids' past success. I think one of the things I used to tell my kids all the time is that, I watch you because I've been in my community. So any kids that I'm coaching, I know I've seen you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in my community, I've seen you. Believe me, I've been there. You know what I mean? So I think it's one of the things you got to acknowledge with them is, yes, I've seen your level of success. I've seen the things that you've been able to accomplish. I've seen everything that you've done, and it's great and it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't played up here yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get everything you've done. I got you. You know what I'm saying? On GP, you know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For the one time, hey, I feel you, right? But you ain't never played up here yet. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the breaking down part of it for young people to say, okay, look, what we doing out here is water my palate. What we're doing out here is we're playing good basketball. And in order for us to play good basketball, we have to take the basketball that you've learned, which you guys are great at, and we have to configure it within all of each other, right? Because individually, yes, you may be great, but as a team, how are we, right? And once you start to get that respect from those kids, then they say to themselves, okay, yeah, if I got any issues, man, yeah, coach ride for me, coach got me, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's huge for today's kids, is getting that respect from them, because once they feel like, you somebody that can, and that, like, I've said this before, I've talked about this before. That's one of the things that I think that I've learned and been able to take from kids is respect, because I speak their language. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always take myself out of myself and look at situations. And one of the things that I do is when I see young people, I see myself. What mindset did I have at that age? What was I thinking? What was going through my process at that age? You know what I'm saying? And then when I have conversations with them, then that's when I talk to them the way I talk to them, because I talk to them like I'm talking to the person that I was at that age. And if we do that, our language changes when we talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I'm able to relate to them so well. You know what I'm saying? Young people so well. And that's why I'm able to get their respect, because I talk their language. It may seem crazy to parents or stuff when they see me as a coach talking the way I talk, or other even fellow coaches, but you got to take that respect from young people, because they will test you. You know what I'm saying? It's their job. And if we roll over and we always earn our respect, and they know that they have the ability to push us the way that they want to push us. But yeah, my kids, when they run into me, they run into somebody that's not, they know. They be like, hey, I remember one time we was talking about something, and one of the other kids from the other team who don't be around us that much, he can't walk in the locker room, whatever. Dude said something. Dude said, well, I think it's this. They said, no, don't say that. Like, don't say that to him. Don't say that to coach. And I was like, oh, so you need to be taught. So you need to teach me. You need me to teach you a little something. Like, oh, Lord. No, coach, you're the greatest in the world. But that's respect. And I want that respect. And that's what you got to do. You got to break them down and get that respect. And it takes however long it takes. It takes however long it takes to get that respect. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember one time one of my kids flexed on me in the game. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, like I said, I'm a real dude. I told you I'm gonna come at you real. This is what I do, right? You know what I'm saying? So, one of them flexed at me. You know what I'm saying? The game, I'm like, oh, for real? Okay, I ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know how I be. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. You know what it was like, honestly? it was like because I seen a video of this about this before. A queen put a video out before about it felt like honestly it was totally identical to like my son in the grocery store in the middle aisle of the grocery store. And he's like, I want the candy, I want this, I want this. You gotta give me this. It felt just like one of them moments. I said, boy, what? boy, what? I said, okay, all right, player, all right. And then we changed all that. It takes however long it takes as a coach, y'all know. Coaches, y'all know. It takes however long it takes to get that respect. But once you do get that respect, now it's time for to build them back up. All right. And I think one of the biggest things that you can do once you get that respect, the first thing you got to do is you have to uh, uh, let them know it's okay for them to be them. Like I reiterate to my kids, no, I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to take anything away from what you've done and what you've learned. I'm trying to add to it. Most arguments with kids come from them not accepting a new way of dealing with things. They're rejecting the way or the method in which you're trying to tell them to maneuver through obstacles, right? That's really what they're doing. They're rejecting it, right? And you're just trying to explain to them, this is what teachers do, this is what as parents do, right? We're just giving them suggestions, we're trying to guide them the right way. They're rejecting it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. That's anytime you have conflict, right? So if you can learn to get that respect from them to where they be like, all right, I'll try what you say. That's it. That's all. All I want you to do is just go out there and try what I say. Be who you are. No. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be standing in this huddle right now. You would not be standing in this huddle right now if you couldn't play basketball, if you couldn't play football, whatever sport we're talking about, right? Some of these things can apply to all different sports. And these things specifically as far as basketball, defense, playing, but most of this stuff you can apply to other stuff, right? If you just stay yourself, do everything that you've ever done to get to where you are right now, but just add in sprinkle a little bit of what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle a little bit of what I'm trying to say, man. Like if I'm telling kids, one of the things I think about a lot is I tell kids, forget rebounding. I don't even care about rebounding. For real. Like for real, I don't care about rebounding. I care about boxing out. Because if you box out, rebounding will take care of itself. It just happened. If you box out, and this is why I try to teach my kids. I got like speaking about this before. You got to reprogram. I got to reprogram them to think about boxing out rather than think about rebounding. Because everybody else think about this stuff that I'm saying, like for real. I get a pair of kids at high school age. All their life, everybody that's been telling them and teaching them to rebound has been teaching them to rebound. Rebound. Even when you're teaching box out drills, you're saying rebound. No, rewire that brain to say, nah, not rebound, box out. Everything else will take care of itself. It's that first rewiring, right? You know what I'm saying? So all I'm doing is just adding that little suggestion. Be who you are, but adding that little suggestion. I'm not trying to take away who you are. Who you are got you here, right? Then, after they figure that part out and after they realize, okay, I'm going to try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work with it. I'm going to try it, right? Then you let them go. That's when you let them go. That's when you be like, that's when you get your 4 or 5 minutes of just, sorry, I got to get some new shares, but you know what I'm saying? You get you 4 or 5 minutes, just ball. Just crazy, just ball. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get there. And I think Tom Izzo does a good job of this. Tom Izzo does a good job of breaking the kids down in the beginning of the season, building them back up through the course of the season, and then towards the end of the season, they like you see these guys play back. You see Jace Richardson. I mean, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't expected to be all like this. But by the end of the season, this dude's like top. They talk about you supposed to be a top for first round draft pick. Like, hey, but that's how you have to do them. You have to break these guys down so that they become uh, um, uh, adaptable to realizing how important it is that your team is more than yourself. And not only is it more than yourself, it's everybody else. And not only more than everybody else, it's literally the thought process of everybody else. Like if you think about how I speak about communication all the time, I talk about like good people being in a relationship with good people. Everything I say always ties back into other stuff. It always comes back in. So if you think about that, right? In basketball, you not only do you have one relationship, you have every individual relationship, every relationship with everybody that's on the team. So you got to take in consideration the last person on the team, just like you got to take into consideration all the way up to the coach. Because everybody's information is coming in. So you have to be open enough to accept information from each one of these people. We coming down on a break. I got 4 people. If it's 2 people that I don't fuck with, that's 2 people on the court that I'm not going to look at. And those excuse my language, I'm sorry. I got to remember this is my early show, so this got to be friendly. If there's 2 people that I don't like or whatever, I got a problem with or whatever, high school stuff, I'm not going to look in that direction. And those 2 people, one of those 2 people might be the one that's wide open. So I have to make sure that myself is open. Yes, everything I say chimes into every situation. Yes, being open to have communication is also the same thing as being open to see and use your third eye to see and open up to have a connection with somebody else, right? And you have to try to pull this from young kids. And in order to pull this from young kids, you got to break them down because all their life, I spoke about this before. All their life, they thought about mine. They're like the little my girl, she's funny like that. We was talking about something, and she was talking about the little duck on or the little duck on Finding Nemo. Mine. Right. That's how kids are raised. I spoke about this before. Kids are raised. Who's telling them no, it's not theirs? Nobody. The first person really that tells them it's not theirs is their high school coach, usually, or just the high school system, because you stop having multiple teams, right? So you gotta break them down because they've been glorified in my mind all their life, and it's very difficult. You know what I'm saying? Some kids understand. A lot of kids that come from good homes, they understand. A lot of kids that come from broken homes is more difficult. I just state facts. You know what I'm saying? Like I just state facts. And it's just more difficult because children are and that's why it's very beneficial, to have good coaches. You know what I'm saying? And for us to be strong role models to these kids, but breaking them down is one of the hardest parts because they have so much potential that if they understood how to open up and listen to the universe and just other people and just be susceptible to saying other teachings and just it would open up a better world for them. And just being able to play basketball, just some good basketball at a high level, is something that I love to watch, and we're talking, I'm talking about at every, grade level that's out there, what I'm saying? So, I mean, my teams, man, we used to play like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this organized chaos, man. That's how we used to run, man. We just used to get up, get out. You know what I'm saying? That was it. We just get up, get out, score buckets, and I try to get my teams to do that every time I'm coaching them. So this is a process that I kind of go through whenever I'm coaching kids. You want to have longevity too. Have them as much as possible. That's the best way, to get the team mentality. But with with using organized chaos in particular, um, you just have to get a whole bunch of guys that's willing to buy in. Like I said, if you got some athletes, freakish athletes at the high school level, if you can get guys that find some 6'3", 6'3" long arm guys, you can what I'm saying, you can do some damage. You know what I'm saying? You just be everywhere with it. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. I feel like this is a good time for this style of basketball in Minnesota. We got a lot of good guards. Um, your boy though, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Hopkins, man. He had what do you have? Did he have a quadruple double or something, man? I'm like, yo, man, like this is what I'm talking about. Like this type of stuff that I'm talking about, man. Like good basketball, right? Because kids, you know what I'm saying, young people, man, they can play some good basketball. You know what I mean? Like you have to be like able to um accept the responsibility, especially at the age we are and being grown and what we've seen and what I've seen in basketball and what I've seen in that next level, the super next level. You gotta be able to teach these kids, man, the hard times. Cause it's gonna be like that, man. It's gonna be like that at every level. It's like that, man. At the level at the level that they want to get to. Um, you know, it starts with number one for me, number one thing for me, total number one thing for me is I've spoken on this before, but the number one thing for me is um talking to the kids. Man, you know me. I live by that. I say this to the day I pass, man. You got to talk to these kids, man. Too many people talking about they representing kids, man, and they ain't had a conversation with the kids, man. Because you got to talk to the kids. So, um, that's my number one thing in order to get any type of team mentality, in order to play with any type of technique you're playing with. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have people to buy in. In order to buy in, you got to know who you buying from. You know what I'm saying? What they do, what they ends, what they outs, and what they do, those do's and what they don'ts. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very important, man, to talk to your people, man. You got to talk to them, man. You got to get on their level. You got to talk to them like how they talk and figure out what they like, what they don't like, and just what I'm saying, like um hold yourself to a standard that's something that they can relate to. You know what I mean? Like uh be there. You got to be there. you know that's a very big thing with kids nowadays, man. I think we ask a lot from each other as far as dealing with kids, dealing with young people, you know but we don't listen a lot. We don't listen a lot to the kids in particular, and I think that that's one of the things that will help capitalize on what's best, and that what needs to be done. I think a lot of times we're doing what needs to be done to satisfy us, parents in particular, coaches, organizations, hugely organizations, and most of the time the kids just want to play, man. They just want to play some ball, man. You know, and that's like I said, that totally is the whole point of why I brought up my technique. You know what I'm saying, of organized chaos is because of that right there. They want to play. You know what I'm saying, for 5 minutes, let them play like they're playing street ball. But as long as it's organized, man, as long as these young kids get the opportunity to know, okay, how to do it right. Yes, do what you want to do. I'm with it. I'm with it. I was like that myself. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have nobody to teach me the full organized part of it. You know what I'm saying? The whole political part of sports and recruiting and stuff like that. I was just playing ball just to play ball. I was just busting niggas' heads just to bust niggas' heads. That was just it. I was having fun, man. So um, what I'm trying to do is help bring the business part of it to these young men. And in order for them to get the business part of it, they got to learn the organized part of it. You got to learn how to do it organized. You got to learn how to do it, out there on the court, you know. in a civil manner. Bust niggas' heads, excuse my language. Bust people's heads, you know, in a civilized manner. So, um, but yeah, that's it today, man. Real quick, just a little quick little breakdown, sports breakdown. Um, look tonight. Tonight we'll go crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about um some relationship stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the ladies. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is a kid friendly show. This is for, you know what I'm saying, the young people out there that do want to tune into this, young men, young adults that want to tune into this, want to peep out what's cracking, hear what I'm saying. This is for my grown folks also. And you know, I'm gonna keep bringing you some content, man. I told you, man. The young dude, I ain't looking. My boy, man. Hey, man. Joe. I think Joe, man. Joe told me, man. Joe told me, he said, "Yo, you ain't put up you ain't put up no darn content for a long time." I said, "My bad. I got you. I got you." So, yeah, I'm gonna keep coming with some content for you, man. Daily affirmations. You know what I'm talking about? And this is what we're gonna do, man. 800 Styles Productions. Be on the lookout for in production, my biggest movie. You know what I'm saying? One of the best movies to come out of the state of Minnesota. South of the River. You know what I'm saying? Crazy story, still folding. Be on the lookout for my podcast, my scripted podcast. I'll have that coming back to you guys. Sometimes I'll be on site, whatever, doing whatever. Also coming up soon, in the works, my project with my guy, you know what I'm saying, Rob Parker. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, Coach Rob. Time to get this, man. Let's go. And some other little projects working on in the mix right now. So we're gonna get this thing cracking off. Stay tuned, man. Tune in to me, man. I ain't got nothing but knowledge to spit, man. Take a little bit of it, add it to what you got going on already. It might make you right. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like, matter of fact, if you don't like it, do it just to prove me wrong. Take my suggestion, try it. If it don't work out, show me a video, talk me a video, put it in my comments that it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody can know it didn't work. But until then, payal. Listen to your boy, man. I ain't gonna steer you wrong, man. The prophet, man. You know what I'm saying? The joy, man. You know what I'm saying? Love, man. One love, 800, man. I'm out. Holla.